Now, as many of you guys know, I am a super big fan of the game Warframe. And now Digital Extremes, however, has officially begun development on another game, and that game is Soulframe. A lot of people think it's going to be basically Dark Souls Warframe. No one knows entirely what it's going to be. We got a little bit of gameplay on one of the Warframe dev streams, and they mentioned that we're getting information on it at TennoCon 2023. So that will be cool. But my question to you guys is, do you think that this is going to be a Warframe killer? Now, that may seem like a bit of an odd question since they're both digital extreme games, but I don't think it's as odd as you would think. The reason why I even asked the question at all is because I don't know if you played Warframe a lot lately, but it just seems to give off this almost complete game type vibe. For those of you guys that don't know, which I'm not sure how you don't know because it's gaming related for like ever at this point, but Warframe is a live service game, meaning that it's online only game for the most part, and they update with different events and what have you. There's a lot of content uploaded too, but they also have like live events and stuff. Well, since the last big update in Warframe happened, I am not entirely sure where they are going to be taking the direction of Warframe. Now, in the Reddit AMA, they did mention, and Zach confirmed when I did a podcast with him, that Warframe, or rather Digital Extremes, has at least the next roughly 5 years planned out for Warframe. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Now, let's circle our way back to Soulframe, because there should be no question in most people's mind how about Soulframe, because there's no way per se that it could kill Warframe. But see, that's the thing. Warframe is inherently sci-fi, right? Sci-fi, space ninja, futuristic world. But with the whole Void and Tenno and all that, Warframe moved kind of into a little bit of the fantasy realm with magic, and all that stuff. Yeah, void magic. We joke around all the time about such and such being void magic, but that's the only way to explain it. Void magic. Whereas Soulframe, from what I've heard so far, which isn't a whole lot, by the way, it's supposed to be a combination of melee and magic. So that's interesting because Warframe is at its core sci-fi with weapons. It's a looter shooter type sci-fi experience. So instead of, you know, swords, you're gonna use other stuff besides swords. But yeah, that will be interesting. Magic. I hope they do go straight up with the magic route in Soulframe. And will that turn Soulframe into like a thing you have with just like simple magic, Warframe, but with magic? Will there be multiple characters in Soulframe, or do you just focus on that one character? Is Soulframe meant to be like a one and done game? No, I don't think it's meant to be a one and done, because I think they mentioned that Soulframe will be free to play as well. And since it's running on the same engine as Warframe, it technically has the benefit of everything good that happens with Soulframe can happen with Warframe and vice versa. They sort of learn off each other, lean off each other, grow together. Now, Warframe has had a 10-year head start on growing compared to Soulframe, so it might be a little odd if Soulframe does actually end up killing Warframe as it will. I don't know. I don't think it will, honestly, because from what I understand and what I've seen of the very, very early alpha footage gameplay, Soulframe it seems to play similar to how your Dark Souls style game would be, which means that people called it from the get-go, if that's the case, because there were a bunch of people saying Soulframe, okay, it's a Dark Souls Warframe type thing, which I don't know if we will actually have Warframes or equivalents of Warframes. I don't think we will, but there is a reason I feel like they named it that way. I feel like they named it that way, not to be lazy like some people say, some people joke around about, but I think it was a strategic way for them to actually name it, because naming it that way made it so that forever that connection between Warframe and Soulframe. So they got their audiences that are really into Warframe maybe willing to give Soulframe a watch and see what happened there. I mean, I'm more than willing. Technically, I made a whole other channel on YouTube for Soulframe content called Soulframe Madness, and I don't know what's going to happen with it. I do plan on keeping it, but it's not that popular yet because Soulframe isn't out yet. But yeah, there is definitely that. So yeah, Soulframe, Soulframe. Do I think it's going to actually kill Warframe? No, I do not. It's too early to say for sure, but I do not actually think it's going to kill Warframe. Now, maybe in the next 10 years, because the benefit of Soulframe would probably be the fact that since it's a newer game, it will inherently get more attention than Warframe. Warframe, for the most part, it has its own fan base, me included, by the way. So it gets, you know, it gets the attention of the fan base, and every now and then, if there's a major update, news outlets and whatnot will cover it. But for the most part, since it's an older game, it doesn't get much attraction to a newer audience per se. With that said, however, there are actually new people coming to Warframe, but it's not like newer in like the bands of people are flocking to sign up type thing. Whereas with Soulframe, I believe most, if not all, of the new gaming news outlets will probably cover it, as much information as possible about it. So yeah, that's just my take on it.